do you really want, Daddy?
What every king wants. A kingdom.
King.
A legacy.
He's got to be the Gargoyle King.
Once things are in place.
It has to be.
You're not untouchable. Maybe in Riverdale you are. Because your wife's mayor and there's no sheriff. But there's a whole wide world out there. They'll see what you're doing.
We're so caught up in this damn game, you can't see 3 feet in front of you. The big prize isn't Archie's head. It is Riverdale. Jug, if you had your wits about you, you would realize that Hiram chased you out of town just to get you off of the chessboard. So you were as far away from Riverdale when he made his big play.
It's about claiming the kingdom. And if Hiram is the Gargoyle King, then he's responsible for reintroducing G&G to Riverdale and the deaths of those kids.
Mrs. J, what do we do?
I'm still trying to figure that out, sweetie.
That place is the hellmouth of Riverdale. We have to break her out of there.
Betty said she's working on that. But you and I have another mission. According to B, my father's testing fizzle rocks on the patients at the Sisters of Quiet Mercy. Moreover, she saw your Uncle Claudius with him, using Blossom maple trucks to deliver the drugs. So I was thinking maybe we could ask your mom, since she's in cahoots with him.
With pleasure, Veronica. My vixens have fallen. My TT has fallen. If my Gorgon-like mother has any knowledge of how or why that's happening, we'll get it out of her.
Don't scream, sister.
Oh, sorry.
You're coming with me. It's time we pay a little visit to your king.
Well, so far it looks like Ethel actually is on board, so that's good.
The bounty on your pal Archie, it's not just on him. It's on anyone who is with him or is helping him. And it's the same if he goes back to Riverdale. Archie's dad, Archie's friends, everyone is at risk, which is why you gotta cut him loose.
I'm not just going to ditch Archie, Mom. He's my best friend.
Mom's right, Jug.
Wherever I go next, there's got to be alone. Archie, Jug.
Misbehaving children have been brought down to this room since the asylum opened. That statue scared them into submission. Some of them, the more disturbed ones, created a fantasy realm, a game, to cope with the fear of the one they named the Gargoyle King. We embraced it as a therapeutic tool, and it worked because it embeds itself in the minds of the players. It makes them complacent, focuses them.
If that's true, then how did the game get out into the world? Did you give it to Hiram?
It was never meant to leave these walls. It's too powerful. A game born of madness.
A madness you helped nurture.
Yeah.
And now people like Ben and Dilton are dead.
You're gonna pay for everything that you've done, sister. And you're gonna tell the authorities what you've told us about the game and about Hiram's donations.
I only answer to one authority, Betty.
How exactly is my father planning on turning Riverdale into Vice City?
Well, he's in bed with the mayor, isn't he? And that's for law enforcement, right? Last time I checked, Riverdale didn't have much of a sheriff.
The game is how they cope with terror, right? So let's convince them to escape by turning it into a quest.
Yeah.
The Gargoyle King inspires fear, so let's give them hope. Let's give them the opposite of the Gargoyle King, which is the Griffin Queen.
Oh, I knew it wasn't his ride. I knew she did something.
Dad.
But honestly, I thought it was going to be FP for Jughead. I didn't know it was going to be Fred. Oh, FP's there too.
Can I get a hug?
Can I get a dad?
Hey, JB, come on now.
Let her be. I deserve that.
But there is hope, a queen, to lead you into the light. Hark, there she be.
I'm sorry, it's so stupid.
Follow me.
But they're doing what they need to do to get through to these girls, hopefully.
Away from this fortress and back to the kingdom of Eldervale.
But what about the king?
The king is dead.
He's not a redhead anymore, which is probably a smart choice, considering it's the dead giveaway for him. But, and it's like his natural hair color now, though, in real life.
I can't change your mind. Get you to come back home.
But you can't give me your blessing.
I was your age when my father passed away. I never got to say
This
goodbye.
isn't goodbye, Dan.
You're damn right it's not.
See you soon.
Yeah, you will. Oh, one more
Do
thing.
they? I'm only asking that because of what happened to Luke Perry. I hope their characters meet again.
Step away from the phone before you make the biggest mistake of your life.
She already did it, didn't she?
Veronica, you're too late. The order went out 10 minutes ago. I was about to call and tell you. It's starting.
What are you doing here?
Hell is breaking loose. I came to get you out of the sisters.
Well, you're just in time, but it's not just gonna be me.
But this time, irrevocably. It was
What
time
is
for
it?
us to brace for a terrible impact. And while Archie Andrews headed away from the doomed town of Riverdale, we raced towards it.
The hell is this? Town's under quarantine. Governor's orders. No one in or out. Turn around and go.
No, we live here.
Not anymore. Turn around. Now.
I'll do what I can to keep the outside world at bay.
Riverdale thanks you, Governor Dooley. You did the right thing.
I pray that's true. And may God have mercy on our souls.
Okay. Well, I don't... Alright. Well, first off, I enjoyed that episode a whole lot more than I enjoyed the previous one, because I didn't really like that one. But, okay, so Betty, even though she did end up taking the Fizzle Rocks at the end of the previous episode, because it was forced down her throat, which was sickening, she was able to get rid of any other ones that she took at a later date, and stay, I can't think of the word, but she didn't get high. And she was able to actually help Ethel. I want to say Edith, I don't know why. Ethel. And she locked her in the Gargoyle King's room and left her there for a few hours until she came down from the drugs. And yeah, so Ethel saw the truth and she actually helped Betty. I was kind of scared that she was playing Betty still. Like, you know, she still, deep down, she still believed in everything. But she didn't. She actually helped. So that was good. It was nice to see Ethel more normal than crazy as they made her out in the previous episodes. And they were able to get all the kids out, but I don't know where they're all going to go. Are they going to take everyone to the farm now? I have no idea. Also had I still don't really understand what the plan is for Hiram, like his long-term plan. Like, why is he quarantining the town? Is it just so he can get everything up and running without worrying about interference from the outside? I have no idea. How they explain the quarantine? I don't get it. So even though they tried to stop him, it was too late. They already did it. So that's going on. FP and Jughead can't get back into town yet. Doesn't mean they can't get in a different way. I mean, there's like multiple entry points to a town. So I'm pretty sure they can find a way to sneak in at some point. They just couldn't do it right there because they were going to get shot, apparently. And I want to know if everybody in the town is in on it, like all law enforcement, or they're just following orders blindly. You know, I have no idea. Because as far as I knew, the only person in the law enforcement that was corrupt was the sheriff, the former sheriff, the one who's now in pieces. So I don't know. We also got to meet Jughead's mom and his sister Jellybean. I like Jellybean. She's feisty. She actually saved Archie from Penny, so I love that as well. I love the fact that Penny got taken down by a little girl. I don't know how old she is. I'm guessing early teens, maybe. I have no idea. But I love the fact that she got taken down by a little girl. I'm curious to know whether or not Penny's alive. It almost sounds like she's not, which I'm totally cool with because I hated her. But they got some information out, figures that, you know, anybody who is around Archie is in danger of being taken out because it's what Hiram wants. So now everyone's split away from Archie. I thought it was really nice to see Fred and Archie reunite for, even though it was brief, that they got to see each other because they hadn't got to see each other since he went into that juvenile prison. And so I was glad he got to see him. And I got emotional, not necessarily from just the scene, but the fact that I know that I'm not sure at what point in this season, if at all, Luke Perry passed away, so his character is obviously gone, and I don't know if he got to finish season 3 before that happened. So I got emotional thinking, are they going to, like, the characters themselves, are they going to get to reunite before that happens? So yeah, that made me emotional. I hope they do. So we also, you know, things are starting to come together. People are finding out things, like now Veronica and them know about the prison being used to make fizzle rocks, you know, drugs and stuff like that. I still don't know how they're, like, how Hiram is doing the, like, making people have seizures. I'm not sure how he's doing that because Betty's not on drugs. Veronica's not on drugs. I'm assuming Tony isn't on drugs, or the other vixens. I have no idea. But, you know, and Ethel. Well, Ethel might have been because, you know, she's doing the gene. I don't know. But I have no idea how they just dropped and had a seizure out of nowhere. I just don't get it unless they had a condition, which I doubt every one of them who has had a seizure has a condition that causes seizures. So I don't know. It's really confusing how they can induce a seizure out of nowhere. I mean, even Josie had one. I don't get it. So yeah, and then we saw Hiram toasting to the king, the Gargoyle King. Now, I don't know if someone was standing in his office wearing the gargoyle outfit or Hiram was having a hallucination. I have no idea. I don't know what is real when it comes to the Gargoyle King, because I mean, obviously I knew Betty was having a hallucination at the end of the previous episode, but and then obviously we found out that, you know, the girls have been hallucinating the Gargoyle King when they have to visit his chamber. But there were other times, like Betty and Jughead saw Gargoyle King together, and Jughead saw him at some point by himself. So, and then Alice and Betty also saw the Gargoyle King in the house. So, I mean, not every time he shows up, it's a hallucination. Not every time, but sometimes. So sometimes it's hard to tell whether or not he's actually really there, or she, because we don't know if the Gargoyle King is a man or a woman. I mean, King would imply male, but we don't know who's underneath the costume. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm still very confused about what's going on. But regardless, I enjoyed this episode a lot more than the previous one. So that's a plus for me. I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction. If you did, please give this video a like. If you have any suggestions on anything you'd like me to react to, please leave that down below. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.